Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to episode 2 of Grown Ass Marks. We're coming live off the back of Wrestlemania Night 2 from Las Vegas, Nevada. We have just seen John Cena win his 17th World Championship. I'm here with my boy Alex. Alex, what are you saying?
Oh, I got a lot to say.
Yeah,
I say none just yet.
yeah, bro.
Let's get to it, man. Let's get this work.
Yeah, listen, let's cut right to the chase. Like, we're fresh. We're watching the post show right now. We're in the crib. We've just seen Cena land with the 17th. First of all, let's run it back to the start. So we saw John Cena come out with the entrance.
Well, we're going main event first, or we're going to run it?
Yeah, we've got to talk about this. Main event needs to be spoken about. Like, yeah, like it came with the black, with the plain John Cena thing. That was cool.
Loved it.
That was cool. Come with the demeanor like really stoic. What do you think of that?
I enjoyed it. Just black, just ready to ruin things.
Yeah,
and he achieved his goal today.
Yeah,
but he's still left with that sour taste in your mouth to some degree.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, like you knew he'd win. Like you're happy you won and got the 17th. The manner in which it happened.
Yeah,
and obviously it brings up frustrations around how this story initially began off piggybacking off what Rock set up.
Yeah, definitely.
Cody and for him to not turn up. Yeah, Travis Scott turns up.
Oh, bro. So yeah, we're just literally watching the sequence now.
Still.
John Cena hit the AA. He's transitioned into the STFU for felt like an eternity. Cody looked super strong in this match. Like he's on this never say die thing, and yeah, let's go back through the match. So he had his entrance. Cody had his entrance. Pretty cool. Big match feel at the start. Yeah. I was gassed. What was you saying?
100%. Yeah, I was ready. Yeah. Ready.
I was gassed, mate. I was
ready to win. It's a classic.
Yeah, man, definitely. Just the big fight feel was there. The crowd was electric. I was like, let's go, man. Let's go. And they served up. They did their thing. Definitely the first 15 minutes of the match.
Yeah.
Like, what was your thoughts on the let's split the match in half.
I was just enjoying, obviously, what Cena was doing. I was enjoying the fact that he had a new moveset. He was slowing things down. He's coming out the ring. Like he was basically, his whole blueprint was like, I'm not here to impress you.
Yeah.
I'm not here to like pander to you guys.
Yeah.
Like, I'm here to get the dub, mate.
Yeah, definitely.
If I got to take a break, get off me. If I got to go outside for a minute and get quick.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm going to do. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So that's what I said. Like, we'll split the match. As we're seeing Travis Scott now making his way to the ring. We'll split the match between like pre and post Travis Scott. I feel like that was when the match turned. Obviously the ref bump, obviously things went a bit mad there. But yeah, post Travis Scott. Speak to me about that, Alex.
Well, as you said, this is where things started to turn left. It was good that he appeared. I expected him to appear, but I feel he just had a bit too much of a say in it. And I was a bit worried because I don't trust him. I've not seen any equity as far as in ring, and do you know what I mean? He's just, so I just wasn't sure, man. And he just looks a bit, guy looks like he's always on that stuff, mate. So,
yeah, he does.
So we don't know where he's going to go with
it.
Margo. But like, he went along with it and whatever. But I was just left underwhelmed by the finish, man.
Alex, can I just say?
Yeah,
I'm a bit pissed off, bro. I'm actually pissed off. I think take into account everything we've seen this weekend, the build up. Let's go from the Rumble, because obviously that's Mania season. From the Rumble, from the Royal Rumble up until now, taking into account of everything, I feel a bit ripped off. And we was watching the Slammies earlier, and we was reminded of the amazing year they had last year.
Yeah.
Seriously, like we was rewarded for like long-term interest in the product and long-term payoff. And I felt like everything they did, it had meaning, it had purpose. and I just haven't seen that. I have whatever that formula they had, which was it was beautiful, man, and I haven't seen that this year at all. I just haven't seen it, mate, and I'm thinking, what the hell's gone on, bruv? What's actually happened?
I think this Netflix thing has been a bit of a. I feel like that's been like their mania, bro. I'll be real. And they've just been resetting ever since. I don't know how to kind of explain it. They really just geared everything towards that. And then I don't know, man. I think it's just been a combination of things. I think it's been a combination of things. Obviously, there was that. The fact that the SmackDowns were like 3 hours long. And then they used it to build stories. So we gave them their the benefit of the doubt that things were building up slowly over a period of time, and that it was going to lead to this great climax. And what it's led to is a big anticlimax. A lot of stories not being rewarded, not paid back accordingly, and even those that have come to their sort of fruition and to their end have been underwhelming. So we're having this conversation now because the main event didn't end the way the main event did last night.
Yeah, I mean,
so now it's fresh in our memories. That
would you say that's our fault for having expectations?
No, I'm not taking the blame for this, bro. I'm not taking the blame for this.
It's just
not taking.
Tell me why you feel like the way you do in terms of the ending. What did you want?
Well, listen, Rock was set this up, so I wanted to see him there as well. I wanted him to appear, which obviously he didn't. I just wanted to get a bit more. I just wanted more.
Yeah.
I just wanted more.
Yeah.
I feel like for the story they've built for Cody, when you look at last year and everything he had to go up against to win the belt, it was so minimal what they did to take it away from him.
Yeah.
I feel like there needed to be more.
Yeah.
For him to come away stronger, you know? It
didn't take a lot, did it? No. I mean, obviously, to be fair, like he took a lot of AAs. He was in the STF forever, but
I think he just needed more, bro.
Who the hell is Travis Scott? Who the hell is Travis Scott? Why is
Travis Scott and a part-time John Cena?
Listen,
in his retirement year, together have just put Cody to bed, mate.
Mate, and we need to speak about
that. Don't sound right, bro.
Dwayne Johnson. One of the, for me, he's fraud, absolute fraud. I just, you personally know my feelings on Dwayne Johnson, but like,
it's sad, bro. It's sad because it's a guy I grew up loving, mate. You know.
I just, what the hell, like, what the hell is going on? What the hell has happened? Like, it's a fuck. Like, I really want to refrain from swearing, but it's a mess, mate. It's an absolute mess. This whole crap he was talking about, the long-term vision he's got, and we need to see how things play out. Load of crap. They set this thing up on, it has to be set on a whim. It's set up on a whim.
Yeah.
And the post weeks, it's obvious that was just an isolated thing, and that they had no intention of returning back to it. And like, look where we are now.
It's been a pattern of that, really. Because him and Cody never finished their story. It looked like they were going to be facing at some point.
I've forgotten all about that.
Yeah, sorry, but I had to reopen that wound, mate. But it's the reality, man.
So who are we blaming here? Because someone's head's got to roll for this.
He's to blame, but his head's not going to roll. He's top of the food chain, man. He's the apex at the top of the.
So he's saying it's
pyramid.
Levesque. Is it Levesque?
What can Levesque really do? This is boss, bro. One man that comes in, it's like when you're at them jobs. I've been like a manager in a job before. When senior management comes in, might be your store, but when they come in, bruv, you give that store up to them. You know, and
yeah, I thought it was interesting. In the Hall of Fame speech, we didn't actually say this earlier, but thought it was interesting during Triple H's speech.
He didn't say anything about
Anything about him.
Yo.
He did not mention his name at all. And I found that very interesting, considering the man was talking for over an hour.
And they had a great, they had a good run of feuds together, man.
They had a good
They
work
speak about it, yeah.
And he's spoken glowingly about him in the like post shows. He's always talking about his creative mind and stuff. He didn't mention him at all during the Hall of Fame speech. So
that's crazy.
I mean, read into that what you will, but I mean, it's obvious that this guy, he just gets in the way, and I don't know what the plans would have been without him, whether we would have still be at this point, but it's just become a mess. And what we got tonight was just the result of just someone's own like meddling and interfering, and just, mate, we had a good thing, man. We had a good thing. We was on a good run, and obviously there are still embers there. Like, it's not like all is lost. We still some good stuff tonight.
Yeah,
but listen, we're here for the main events, and we want to see the main players. The characters we're invested in the most. We need to see we need to see ROI, mate. We need to see ROI on these characters, and I'm not sure we're gonna get a lot of that. If they continue in this direction of misdirection, if that makes sense.
Yeah, completely agree. I think one of the things that we sort of discussed is whether a lot of this now is just geared towards SummerSlam, it being the first two-nighter, and I can only think this is what that's the next chance for them to redeem themselves. There's still some more closure around some stories here. I think Cody obviously probably take some time off.
Yeah,
might be a good time for him to come back, reclaim it back from Cena.
Yeah, you'd expect that.
And obviously, in the meantime, I picture obviously Cena having a few defenses. Orton looking at the next one at Backlash.
Yeah,
at least that's what I'm assuming. They'd be silly to not go that direction anyway. But yeah,
I just can't help but feel I feel so underwhelmed.
Yeah,
I feel so underwhelmed, and
yeah.
I can't ignore this feeling I've got. I just feel like it feels a little bit like Vince, mate. It feels a little bit like Vince. This is a feeling I know all too well, but I thought these days were finished, mate.
Yeah. It's so weird because, in a way, the guy gave us, from Cena's perspective, everything he said he was going to do, he did. He was going to ruin it all.
Yeah.
Came out in his entrance, gave you nothing.
Yeah.
Came out in his entrance, gave you nothing. He very minimal in the ring.
Obviously, you can't see this, but we've got Logan Paul on the screen, and Alex has just turned the volume right down. I ain't trying to hear from him, bro. Be real. Yeah, obviously we'll get into that.
Not in the state that I'm in. The last person's face I want to see this guy, bro.
We will get to that, obviously, but yeah.
I'd rather him get involved in the main event. At least he's got some...
I don't know.
Anyway, yeah.
So, I digress. We was saying about the deflation we feel.
Yeah, I think Cena did everything he said he was going to do, isn't it? But we still felt there was going to be more. Felt that as in he'd get more assistance, if you like, innit?
Yeah.
There'd be a bit more of a Empire Strikes Back kind of feel after, the Avengers setting last year. But
so this is why I have to ask the question again. Is it our expectations? Are we wrong to feel like we need more?
No, you came in. So picture it like a restaurant that's underperforming, yeah?
Yeah.
They're maybe not using the best of ingredients or et cetera.
Yeah.
And an overhaul has come in. They've changed the team. They've upped the standards. This is now what we expect.
Yeah.
You've shown us that there's another way that we can, that there's a way in which that can be delivered at such a high standard.
Yeah.
So we're now used to that, but you still set that standard. So you can't now be upset with us because that's now the new expectation. These stories were created with that they've just not done that, which is why I'm only thinking, are they now just aiming towards SummerSlam now as being the next bit where we do actually see some finality. I don't want to even say closure because I feel like we got closure, but it wasn't the closure I wanted. You know.
Yeah. What closure did you want?
I knew Cena was going to win, so that was a given.
Yeah.
But it was all about how we were going to get there, and I'm not happy with how we got there.
How would you have booked tonight? How would you have
I would
booked?
have liked to have seen more people than Travis Scott. I'd like to have seen The Rock there.
The Rock? In what capacity? Like,
well, obviously to potentially physically get involved, but to be there as a presence, at the very least.
Yeah.
That would have been enough to just deter, as a deterrent, if you like, and distract Cody, and then maybe Cena then takes advantage. More so than Travis Scott was the one that caused it all, bro.
Yeah.
My goodness. Travis Scott. This guy's not even had a match, been in a ring. How can this guy have such a big influence on the night 2 main event of WrestleMania?
Yeah.
Can you explain that to me?
Yeah, well, I can't explain it to you. And it's interesting, like, this is why I have to keep bringing up the point about expectations. And, like, I'm saying, because obviously there's been an interesting week leading up to WrestleMania. A lot of interesting comments from various people. One interesting, like, comment in particular was from Triple H and his comments about, like, I think, to paraphrase, he was saying about he goes to movies and he just wants to be entertained and he doesn't go to get, like, to criticize. And he says if we're going to watch this product to criticize, basically we should just shut the hell up and just accept what we're getting.
Well, he's a fool because you've contradicted yourself in a way. Because when people go to a movie and they're not entertained, they criticize.
Yeah.
You have not entertained me. Therefore, I'm going to criticize. So what are you talking about?
Yeah, just I'm trying to basically make, like, understand how I feel right now, just because yeah, I think you got it nailed on. It's like I just wanted more. I don't feel like I got more. But are we entitled to more, Alex? That's the question. Are we even entitled to more?
Yes.
Why?
Because they've set the expectation. Yeah, what was he saying at the end of his speech? I promise you, I'm going to give you everything. We're going to give you the best.
Oh, we never got it, did we?
We never got it. So that's why I'm like, okay, maybe this is a prequel or like a leading up to SummerSlam, then being the next big.
Yeah.
And maybe we'll be satisfied. Our bellies will be full then. You know?
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, here we are now. We've just finished with Cena winning his 17th. Let's speak about the rest of the night. So the night started strong with the triple threat. Looking back, probably match of the night.
The opening match.
Yeah.
100%.
Probably match of the night, and
100%.
Probably second place to the triple threat from last night in terms of match of the weekend.
Agreed.
In fact, quite easily match of the night, I think.
Easy.
These 3 women showed out. It was a flipping brilliant match. I was really, really entertained.
That's what we asked for.
Yeah.
That's what we asked for.
Yeah. So, listen, this is why I feel mixed feelings, because overall night 2 was actually pretty good. I thought overall there was more good than bad, and maybe they are a victim of their own success. Maybe it's a thing where it's like it's been so good, it's maybe just so difficult to just continue to be at that level. Maybe it's us, but listen, yeah, Io Sky picking up the win. What was your thoughts on the match?
I thoroughly enjoyed it. Everybody looked strong in the match.
Yeah.
Great stories were told. We know there's a lot more juice to squeeze out of Rhea and Bianca. Yeah, I'm just looking forward to the turnout of that. To be fair, I was expecting a different result as far as I think in our group chat we'd all voted pretty much for Bianca to win.
Yeah.
We were expecting interference from Naomi, and then potentially getting some sort of confirmation of Bianca's heel turn, but that's not the route they went down. I think that's still in the pipeline, but that's what I was expecting tonight. But
Yeah.
overall, if we're just going to keep it at the match, then yeah, man, these guys delivered, man, for sure. We always knew they would anyway, but just not the result I expected. But great match.
Excellent match. Personally, I really enjoyed this. So much good action. Just never felt they got to a level. It just never ever came down.
Yeah,
it just stayed high. Io Sky, I think pound for pound, male or female, one of the best wrestlers in the company. I can't remember her having a bad match. Every time she's in the ring, it's just she always does her thing. Same with Bianca as well. To be fair, Bianca, excellent performer. Likewise with Rhea, and it was just always going to be a recipe for good stuff, man. Overall, really solid match. Do you want to give a rating out of 10?
Yeah, I want to give it an 8, man.
8?
Yeah.
I'm with you on that one. I think definitely best match of the night. 8 out of 10.
Solid, bro.
I think is very much.
That's one of the best women's matches at Mania.
Yeah, I mean, would you say any others that are compared to that in terms of women's matches?
If there are, very little, man.
I'd say Charlotte versus Rhea. I would probably rank that higher from Mania 39.
Okay. That's probably the only one I'd rank higher.
So even the triple threat from Mania 32.
It's up there.
I'll put this higher than Mania 32.
Yeah, I am.
I'll put this higher. And
Becky Bianca was solid as well.
Becky Bianca was solid, yeah, but this was really
this
really
enters top 3 for me.
This was really
top
good.
2 maybe even.
Yeah, that was a very good match.
That's how good it was.
So yeah, moving on. We had the Sin City Street fight between Drew McIntyre and Damian Priest.
Yeah.
Both really cool entrances. I don't know what Drew was doing at the start. I don't know what that was all about.
The cyborg thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it was inspired by the Doom game, apparently. That's what he was saying.
Okay.
Just to something from that.
Anyway.
Mate. I'm going to play computer games.
It was a good match. It was okay. It was watchable. I was entertained. Probably expected a little bit more violence, but listen, it wasn't a bad match. Right result, I wanted Drew to go over, and I want Drew to ascend now. What's your thoughts, mate?
Yeah, I echo the same thoughts, man. It's time to see him in the world title picture again.
Yeah.
Become a champion, get a good run.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Okay.
So yeah. I agree with you.
I want Drew to ascend, and definitely he needs to get a world title. I love the Claymore into the steel chair.
Brilliant.
Oh my gosh.
Excellent finish.
Cold finish.
Excellent finish.
What do you think happens to Damian Priest now?
Back to the wilderness, mate.
Do you reckon?
It's a tricky one, man. What, rematch?
Are you a fan?
Get one over on Drew. It's weird. It's not that I'm not a fan. I'm just a bit.
I'm not a fan.
I'm just a bit.
I'm not a fan. I'm not. I think it's one of those times where it's just like.
That's where I'm at with them.
It's a forced. I feel it's forced. It's really forced, and it's like he's presented to be like a guy I should be a fan of. I don't care. I don't really care. And
that's more that. It's more that than anything.
And I think it's more evident with Drew when Drew is like they put these two together, and Drew's completely washed him
Every time. Yeah.
Promo wise, just personality wise, it's just I don't see Priest staying up the card now after this feud. He obviously still has a lot to offer, but in terms of interest, very little. But yeah, that's the Sin City Street fight. What would you rate that out of 10?
I'm gonna give it a 6, bro.
I'll give it a 6.5. I'll give it a 6.5 because I was entertained. It was good action. 6.5.
Mm-hmm.
And moving on, we had Randy Orton versus mystery opponent. So, who did you think was going to come out before we reveal who was the mystery opponent?
Well, there's a lot of names that were thrown out there. You had Rusev. Yeah, he's only just signed. Aleister Black, but I think that's confirmed. Really, he'll be back on SmackDown. Because those vignettes are pretty much him. So that'll be next week. He returns. Omos, I heard as a joke. Maybe the Wyatt Six.
But who did you want? Who did you want to see? Who did you want to see?
I don't know. I thought Sammy as well potentially, but I don't know who I wanted to see. I'll be honest with you.
I wanted Nick Aldis.
Yeah, Nick Aldis.
I actually wanted to see that.
Yeah, and for a second, I thought it was him as the doors opened.
Yeah,
but it wasn't.
And yeah, the reveal is obviously likely you've seen it. It is Joe Hendry.
Say his name, man. He appears.
I believe in Joe Hendry. Yeah, literally. As this probably is published, likely this guy's gone viral already. This guy, he's just internet. He's just so internet friendly, man. Like, literally, very memeable moments in this match. The smiling head turn thing into the RKO.
Excellent.
I mean, it did what it needed to do. It didn't stay too long. It was fun. It was quick, and it got Joe Hendry his WrestleMania moment.
Yeah,
wasn't a technical classic. Doesn't need to be. I was happy with it. I was very happy with it.
TNA champion.
Yeah, for sure. TNA champion gives a bit of exposure to TNA. Yeah, what would you rate the match?
I'll give that 6.5.
6.5?
Yeah, because I actually enjoyed it. Not say I didn't enjoy Drew, but this one, I just enjoyed the moment.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think the surprise that it was, hadn't seen him for a while as well. And it was so good to see him on such a grand stage. I think he was last at Rumble, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll go with that. 6.5. Yeah, I'll go with that. Definitely, like, it did what it needed to do. It wasn't anything more than what it was. So yeah. So moving on. We had, I believe, the Fatal 4-Way, if I remember correctly.
After, yes,
it was the
Fatal
Fatal 4-Way
now, right?
But this is so we had the women's match. We had
Sin City
Drew.
Street Fight.
Then we had Randy Orton. Unless we had a match in between that.
Randy Orton was match 4.
So what was the third match?
AJ Logan.
No, that was after the Fatal 4-Way. I think Randy was third, then the Fatal 4-Way, then AJ Logan.
Maybe.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's go AJ Logan then.
Okay, yeah, we'll talk about AJ Logan.
Yeah,
I was thinking we'd talk about.
Let's get out of the way.
Yeah. Thoughts on AJ Logan? Thoughts on Logan?
I just can't stand him, bro. It's just, I just feel like he's overstayed his welcome.
Yeah.
That's where it's at for me. Okay, we've seen that you can go in the ring.
Yeah.
So we know that you've held a championship, was able to sort of bring a lot of traction to the company. But now that heat isn't heel heat. It's heat like we're sick and tired of seeing you now.
Piss off heat, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. I was so fatigued watching this. I was so fatigued. I was on my phone watching this, mate. I couldn't care less.
Yeah.
I couldn't care less. They persist with this guy. They gave him the win tonight. Who cares about Logan Paul, man?
They had his guy come and try and give the knuckle dusters, whatever you call him, and then Karen Cross out, bro. Miss me with all that, man.
You're not a fan of Karen Cross?
Nah, not this Karen Cross anyway.
I quite like it. I find him way more interesting than the last iteration and what he was doing with his crew. I thought he looked like a clown. But this is way more interesting what he's doing. Way more interesting. Very much more psychological. But
yeah, I suppose they had to find a reason, a legitimate reason to make AJ lose this match. So
yeah, I guess. But this could have been on Raw for me. This match, this didn't need to be on the card. I didn't need to see Logan Paul. Maybe I'm being biased. I don't care. I'm with you. I echo your thoughts. I couldn't care less about Logan Paul. Do you want to rate the match?
Yeah, 5. You're gonna go in a half, innit?
I'm gonna give it a little bit below, just because of Logan Paul. I'm gonna say 4.5. I'll say just below my like halfway. It's below the scales for me. Okay, fatal 4-way time. So we had Penta versus Dirty Dom Mysterio versus Finn Balor versus Braun Breaker for the Intercontinental title. One of the better builds leading into Mania, believe it or not. Very interesting, like friction between Mysterio and Finn Balor. Penta with his debut getting mixed up with these characters. Braun Breaker kicking ass.
What he does.
Tell me your thoughts, mate, and the build and the match, everything.
Great match. Decent build. I think the build was really around Dom and Finn.
Yeah.
And that relationship and sort of what Finn underestimating Dom.
Yeah, for sure.
And not really being in it for the family, whereas Dom was more so.
Yeah.
I think initially he wasn't even trying to get himself in the title picture, but the more he got involved trying to help Finn, and it would go wrong, and etc. He got himself involved in it through it in the end.
Yeah.
And they made the right decision by going for this match. And but as far as the match is always quality, man. Especially when it turned when Dom saw an opportunity to put Finn to bed.
That was excellent.
Yeah.
It was excellent.
It really picked up from that point anyway.
Yeah.
But it was solid throughout.
What happens to Finn Balor now?
When Finn Balor speaks about that, you took my title, you took my opportunity.
Yeah.
And
is he staying in Judgment Day?
I think they will start off having a friendly bout, and then it will start to
get more serious.
Yeah. It's a tough one because JD McDonough's not around, and I was kind of speaking of them splintering off to like them two. Maybe Carlito joins him, or he joins Dom, Liv, and Raquel.
I'll tell you what's going to happen. Raw, I reckon Finn Balor's going to mash him up. I reckon he's going to destroy Mysterio on Monday night. That's what I expect to see.
You're talking about a Mysterio going face now?
I think they're going to have to lean into it, mate. You had the chance tonight.
Yeah.
We're just watching the pre-show. The post-show.
Not too soon.
Yeah. Mysterio is out with Broken Neck Biggie, and the crowd are chanting for him, mate. The crowd are chanting for him.
There could be an opening actually now, because obviously the girls have lost the tag belts. They could all be jealous of him.
Ooh. Because that
could be some.
That would be flipping good, and I would like to see that, because they do kind of play on the thing with Finn Balor and Liv. They have touched on it in the past. It's like it's there is a little something there, but it's never really like they never fully go into it. But that could be interesting. Them two doing something there. But overall wicked match. All four guys, like, definitely four of my more favorable characters on the roster. Solid stuff. Do you want to give it a rating?
Yeah, I'm going to give it a 7.5.
I'm going to give it a 7 overall. I think 7 for me for the match. And then speaking of the girls, let's lead on to the next match before the main event, which was Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez versus Lara Valkyria and, once again, mystery partner, who's twice now we've had mystery partners tonight.
Yeah.
Was there any doubts in your mind who the mystery partner was?
No, none whatsoever.
Thoughts on Bayley? Bayley got done dirty?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah?
Yeah. I mean, if you're going to go down the route, drop the belt to Bayley, and then I don't know how, but I just feel the way it was done. I just don't like the way it was done, man. the way she was taken out.
Yeah.
You know,
Left out in the cold.
Yeah, I just didn't think it made sense that they tagged after they faced each other for the belt anyway.
Yeah.
You know, so then to have done that, I don't know, it just left a bit of a bad taste in my mouth, personally.
It's weird, isn't it? It's like, you can almost point all this stuff changing since they've gone on Netflix.
Mm.
It's a weird thing, and it does make you wonder.
Do you want their big stars or their faves on there?
Are they putting their hand in?
Through Netflix?
You got.
Wouldn't be surprised.
You got to look at how things are going.
Look at the way he spoke about Netflix. As far as like, it don't get no bigger than them. So if they say, we want Roman on here, or we want this on here, I have to make it.
Yeah.
What can they really say?
It really feels like things.
They've pivoted before story wise, and that was before Netflix. So why wouldn't they do it now? Now that Netflix specifically asked for it.
Because it's obviously a massive money deal. Is it a case of too many cooks, possibly? Too many cooks trying to interfere, and
that's the risk you run with these big companies, man.
Yeah, definitely. The match was okay, man. Again, it probably could have been on Raw. I'm being very harsh, to be fair, but I personally, I don't like the way that Bayley was treated for this. I don't feel like it was very fair. And again, you've asked us to invest in their story, and you've just all of a sudden just put it down and say, forget about these two. Why are we watching every week if that's how you're going to treat these characters? Why are you giving us a reason to care? This is literally what Vince did. Literally, Vince did this every single week, and you wonder why we've just felt like a detachment. And a lot of us would just go weeks without watching weekly. And I don't know. Your thoughts on the match?
It's all right, isn't it? I think the most exciting part was that Becky came back.
Yeah.
That there was that
continuity. Shout out Becky as well. Shout out Becky.
Yeah. That there was that continuity in the story between her and Liv.
Yeah.
And that they won.
Yeah.
Those are the high points here. Nothing
Yeah.
the match itself.
Yeah. The match was so-so, isn't it?
Those were the peaks for me.
Want to give the match a rating?
I'm somewhere between a 5.5 and a 6.
I'm giving it a 5.
All right, I'm gonna go 5.5 then.
I'm giving it a 5. I feel like it was very much it is what it is. And we've obviously spoken about the main event, but let's wrap it up. Let's give the main event a score. It's a tough one, isn't it?
Yeah. It's tough. It's gonna come across as a bit of a generous score. This.
What's your score?
I'm giving it a 6. I can't give it any more than that, bro.
Do you know what I'm going to give this?
Less.
I'm giving this a 3.
Wow.
I'm giving this a 3. I feel...
Okay.
Even now we speak about this again, I'm thinking, what the hell was that?
Yeah.
What the hell? Considering the importance of that match in terms of the overall weekend...
what's Cena winning was going to mean? Yeah, I'm going to have to change my score, you know.
What are you changing it to?
I'm going to go to a 4.5.
Yeah, I'm sticking with 3. I think 3 is my score.
4.5.
I don't feel that's generous
for the 6, boy. Yeah. I was real generous with the 6.
Because, to be fair, like I said, we split the match into pre-Travis Scott. They were cooking. It was a good match. They were cooking. It was interesting what Cena was doing with his moveset. Cody, obviously, being a babyface he is, you did get invested in what he was doing. But after Travis Scott, and then subsequently everything else afterwards,
we realized we weren't getting Rock.
I thought it was crap.
Sorry to cut you, bro. But do you remember when he was at the top of the ramp? And obviously, we were excited to hear his music. He's seeing it, and I'm thinking, okay, any minute now, they're gonna switch over the music. You know, like they did at Elimination Chamber. Then he started walking down, and I was like,
yeah.
Oh, God.
I knew from that point when Travis was walking solo, I said, this Punk ain't coming back out. He ain't coming back out. We ain't gonna see Rock. I knew it. I knew we weren't going to see him, and I had my suspicions during the build how little he was mentioned.
Yeah.
How little he was mentioned by these guys. It just didn't make sense. Like, what the hell were they feuding for?
And he probably had in hand in them saying very little to nothing about it as well.
I don't want to see him on TV again. I'm sick of him. Seriously, I'm sick of him.
Yeah.
Where does this
just enjoy the ride that The Rock is taking you on?
Where does this put Rock and Roman for you? Are you still invested in this?
I don't know, bro.
I couldn't care less now, bro.
I think the bloodline stuff's looking a bit done up. From what I'm seeing, Roman's not even wearing red anymore, bro. The only thing red on him is the Ulafala, bro. That's what I know. It's looking done, mate.
Oh man, literally, this guy's put his flipping dirty mitts all over this stuff. Tainted it, man. Because listen, it could have done without him. It could have done without him. And we'd have been in a much different place in terms of emotionally about what's going on with everything. But yeah, so anyway, that wraps up night 2. Overall, please give a rating for Mania 41. Overall, out of 10. That's a difficult one, isn't it? I've got a number though.
All right. Okay. I think I'm going to explain.
Yeah. Go ahead, man.
I think because night 1, the main event saved the show.
Yeah.
And then I feel like night 2, the show was stronger, and then the main event disappointed.
Yeah.
So I feel you get 5 in there.
Yeah. Okay.
You get 5 there, bro.
5?
Yeah, bro.
I think 6. There was enough good stuff over the 2 nights. Like it was enough good stuff, and it was above average. Like the obviously the night 1 main event was exceptional, absolutely exceptional, all time main event. And tonight there's some couple of really really good matches. Overall, over the weekends, a common theme is this could have been on Raw, this could have been on SmackDown, and
therefore it's a 5. But yeah, for me.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I can't disagree with you. Obviously, I am disagreeing, but yeah, I just think we saw such an exceptional main event. It does pop up that score a little bit more for me, but
yeah, fair.
But yeah, but that wraps up episode 2 of Grown Ass Marks. I hope you enjoyed listening. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. It's goodbye from me, and it's goodbye.
Yeah, man.
From the main man, Alex. Be sure to check out. We're gonna review Raw, NXT, and SmackDown this week. So please be sure to check out our next episode where we review the Raw after Mania. Especially you want to tune in for our thoughts on that. But yeah, thank you very much.